Hey everybody, my name is Jonathan Byrne and I'm from Wiggins, Mississippi, which is essentially a small town directly between Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and the Mississippi Gulf Coast, or basically kind of where the beach is. I'll be a senior in the fall at Ole Miss. I'm a pre-med exercise science major, and hopefully I'll be starting med school in the fall of 2025, so next fall basically. And today I'll be telling you guys about our historic Pine Hill. It's basically called Pine Hill. Essentially, it's just a smaller version of what the square is to Oxford. That's what Pine Hill is to us. Um, so basically, how did Pine Hill even begin? Well, when Wiggins was being settled and people started moving here, it was just basically dense forest, and people who were involved in the lumber industry came in and started living here and doing business here. And then as that followed, more and more people came. And then a pickle factory was founded in Wiggins, Mississippi. And so that started attracting jobs and people to come and settle here. And with that settlement came more development of stores and housing and neighborhoods and stuff like that. And so basically, a small little town formed, and the main section of that town was what was called Pine Hill, and it's still there today. So basically, back then, what made up Pine Hill was basically things like a pharmacy, a couple like diners, I guess you could say, um, and yeah, just some little things like that. But now Pine Hill has kind of evolved as the town grew. There's roughly 4,500 people that live in Wiggins, Mississippi now. So with all that settlement came development. So now Wiggins is roughly a decently sized town, and Pine Hill isn't as much of a important factor as it used to be, but it's still there, and there are things like barbershops now. There is still a pharmacy there, some coffee shops, I think two restaurants, and two bars. But other than that, Pine Hill isn't really anything too crazy now, but it does have a lot of history. One thing that's really cool about Pine Hill is every year there's this thing called the Pine Hill Festival, which is basically where people set up tents and vendors can come and set their things up. And it's basically like a huge farmers market, and people from all the surrounding counties and people that live in Wiggins, they go there, and it's basically just a really good time. And one fun fact about the Pine Hill Festival is that according to the Stone County Enterprise, which is basically the local newspaper in Wiggins, Mississippi, this was written in 2014, that the Pine Hill Festival had basically been going on for 40 years at that point. So now it would be roughly for 50 years. But that's a really cool fact. That's a lot of history. It's been going on for a long time. So, in conclusion, I hope you guys learned something cool about Wiggins, Mississippi. There's not a whole lot there, but if you ever have the chance to come by, there's a really historic downtown street that I think you guys would think is pretty cool. But thank you so much.